Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm trying to make a few imperfect videos about Tantra and the kind of Tantra that I'm interested in. And firstly, a sort of general note about Tantra. You might think to yourself, oh, well, what is Tantra? I think that's an excellent question, but it's not one that anyone can give you a very easy answer to. And I suppose I have become interested in Himalayan Tantra, and my main teacher wrote this book. It's called Kali Rising, and he's called Rudolph Ballentine, Dr. Rudolph Ballentine, and the book's available on Amazon still, I think, or you can find it on archive in the internet, so it is available for free. But I recommend getting a book and a pencil. Anyway. So he's my main teacher, and I've been in this Tantra teacher training for the last 2 years, and we've got another year to go. And I suppose why Himalayan Tantra is a really good question. And Himalayan Tantra, or Sri Vidyan Tantra, that's Great Wisdom Tantra, is more of the classical nature of Tantra, with a great history, with a philosophical foundation, with a great variety of practices. And so it's very rich. And one of the things I can say about Tantra is that it's more about what we practice than what we know. Obviously, you have to know something about Tantra to practice it, but it's really the practice and the quality of our practice that leads to change. And so that's in a way where Himalayan Tantra is rather good, because it's very rich in its sense of practice, and it does have a sense of philosophy. And this extraordinary man, Dr. Rudolph Ballentine, who is also now known as Swami Ravi Rudri Bharati, so he's sometimes referred to as Swami Ravi. So Rudolph Ballentine and Swami Ravi are the same person. And he's now in his mid-80s. And why is he qualified to teach? Well, he met somebody called Swami Rama, who'd come from India. And Swami Rama had learnt the yogic and tantric path from a very young age, really from part of his childhood. And Ballentine spent over 20 years in the company of Swami Rama, and he absorbed this Indic tradition, but with an analytical Western mind. And so in this book, he conveys what he was taught, but in a way that's palatable or accessible for us, because we're not from the Indian subcontinent and don't have that, we're not embedded in that culture. So there are obviously some difficulties really in absorbing this, but it's quite possible, depending, yes, what you want to do with it, really. So the subject of this is why Himalayan Tantra, and I suppose the best way to answer this for me is to talk about my own journey and how I came to it, and that might explain a little bit about why it might be of interest to you. Another general point about Tantra really is seek out many teachers, learn from all of them, try and find your Tantra home, your Tantra flavor. And I began with Neo-Tantra, studying with Jason and Ingo Tantra, with Tantra for gay men. I'm a gay man living in London. And there are also many teachers in London, including Andy Butterfield, Amon Bota, Nick Keench is teaching. Many people are teaching, but they're mainly teaching touch and intimacy classes, which are more related to Neo-Tantra than classical. So classical Tantra does embrace sensuality and intimacy and all those things, but it's part of the practice. It's not the center of the practice. So as I say, I began really doing the Neo-Tantra stuff, which I love and I've learned a lot doing. But then I think the hurdle I came up against was that with a Western mindset, practicing Tantra is slightly problematic. And so when I met Rudolph Ballentine in Mexico and went on this short retreat and started to learn about his branch of Tantra, I felt that I found the missing link, because I felt that in Neo-Tantra it was possible to have wonderful experiences, but they didn't always embed, because it doesn't always come with deep practice. So classical Tantra comes with practice. And you might notice the piano here. He says dropping his notes. And I am a musician, pianist and singer. And being a musician is mainly about practice. We spend most of our time preparing, and, the performance is the tip of the iceberg, really. And it's the quality of the practice and the quality of our presence during practice that allows us to transform, to make progress, and eventually get the music to flow. And I'd say really that Tantra is about expansion. It's about joining the dance of life, stepping into the flow, whether that's the sensual, erotic flow, or whether it's just the flow of life. And Himalayan Tantra comes with a set of tenets or principles, and it also comes with practices. Practices often connected to yoga, so yoga is part of Himalayan Tantra. Meditation is a very important part of it, and there are many ways of meditating. And I mention that really because for different Westerners, different forms of meditation are rather important, because we're not always very good at just sitting still and being quiet and breathing. You may have a very active mind, and you may need a more active meditation to get you started. So there's the breath meditations or whatever. So there are many forms of meditation in this tradition that you might want to explore. So really, I suppose, sort of to sum up and not to ramble on too much in this video, when I came to Himalayan Tantra, I felt that Swami Ravi, Dr. Rudolph Ballentine, had something very attractive about him. His teaching was very, here's the information, go away and play with it, join the dance with it, do what you like with it. And I liked that a lot, that kind of freedom to be creative. And so I kind of started this journey, and it's remained interesting, of course, because there's endless things you could look into, or you could, just to do a less in-depth dive into the whole thing. So just to wrap up, if you found this at all interesting, perhaps you'd like and subscribe, which will help other people find it. And I'm going to make some videos which are going to introduce us to some of what's in this book, so that you could just listen to me rambling for a little while, and then you might come to the book, and it might be rather easier to read. So that's the plan. Anyway, thank you for joining from this. I'm going to stop there and have a look out